All right, before we begin, my friends, let's give thanks to our great sponsors like Alternate Power Solutions. Alternate Power Solutions of Georgia, family-owned and operated Generac generator dealer. I always mess up on that word, Generac.
You're just trying.
Founded in 2012, offering sales, service, installation, and repair of automatic home standby and portable generators. These people are great. You know, those big home generators, that's what they do.
I want one.
Yeah, they install them for you. That's great. Offering flexible financing, semi-annual and annual service contracts for existing installations and warranty repair. A-plus rating with the BBB. That's awesome. Call or request a free home assessment, 770-853-7571. 770-853-7571 or go to poweringgeorgia.com. Use discount code Bailey for $500 off your entire installation. Rachel Guy, real estate. Who's that?
That's me.
Yeah, it's you. Look at that guy. Selling or buy a house in Florida and or Georgia. She's your guy.
That's me. I'm that guy.
407-797-4600. Don't get weird. I am Rachel Guy at gmail.com. IAMRACHELGUI at gmail.com. Use it professionally, please. Inspect All Pest Services. That's my boys. Providing the highest quality termite, pest, and wildlife control. Also take care of your insulation, pressure washing, gutter maintenance, and other home services in Metro Atlanta and the surrounding areas. Get the buggy bugs out of your house.
They're the best.
Yeah. InspectAllServices.com. Then there's the Mad Dog, Manny Aurora, the AuroraLawFirm.com. Criminal defense, white-collar crime, DUI, drug offenses, appeals, and more. Based out of Georgia, but can litigate all over the United States. It means wherever you listen to this podcast, if you got some legal issues, get hold of the Mad Dog.
He wins.
Also, if you have any legal questions for Manny, especially this week, he's going to be joining us. Get him to me via thebaileyshow.com. Need help? Get help. That would be one Dr. David Markwell and his 10 therapists in-house there at Ridgeline Counseling in Georgia. 3 locations, one across from Sprayberry High School in Sandy Plains in East Cobb, Marietta near the Square in McKaysville, just outside of Blue Ridge. But they offer virtual sessions, so anywhere you're at in the United States, Ridgeline Counseling at gmail.com. Schedule an appointment. And then there's FBC Insurance, another great sponsor of ours, servicing Alabama, Colorado, Florida, Georgia, Indiana, Kentucky, North Carolina, Ohio, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, Texas, Utah, and Virginia. Perfect for new homeowners like us looking to reshop your current insurance policies, which you should be doing, whether it's for your house, flood, auto, motorcycle, boat, recreational vehicle, or personal policy. FBC Insurance, that's where you go. 888-308-1841. That's 888-308-1841, or you can email them info@fbcinsuranceservices.com or get a quote online, fbcinsuranceservices.com. Big thanks to Inspect All Pest Services and Alternate Power Solutions, our sponsors for Podcast Imports 3. Those tickets available now, thebaileyshow.com. And if you'd like to sponsor all the shows, one swoop, and get a hold of me and let's have a conversation. Having a lot of those lately, by the way. thebaileyshow.com. All right, get you on the podcast.
Get in while you can.
Yeah, I know. With the things coming up. Get in now. All right, let's begin. All right, here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Beep.
Go ahead and leave a comment about how you deal with your children leaving home while I recover.
Honey, I raised the kids.
Our kids leaving the nest is never easy. So in order to cope, Jason and Rachel have decided to share the journey of their kids, Caleb and Ariel, or Bees as most know her. Follow the story in this podcast.
Honey, I raised the kids.
Yeah, there it is, episode 22 of Honey, I Raised the Kids, the podcast about us being empty nesters. Thanks for being here. My name's Jason Bailey. Right there, that is my wife, Rachel Guy, collectively known as Ray J.
Yeah.
Ray J. That is us. It's been, what now, 3-4 weeks since we've been full-time empty nesters, correct?
3-4 weeks since I've been a full-time crier.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like it.
And that means that our daughter is off to school at the University of Alabama. If you follow along with this podcast, you well know that. Our son, who never comes and visits us, who's just about an hour away. So it's just us focusing on this new house that we just bought and the things in the boxes and the dogs and our super secret special project. But this past weekend was the first of its kind as we are empty nesters, but this was the first time that we had been apart for an entire night.
This is the first time that you left me by myself.
I did. You were
like legit by myself.
Yeah, it was scary, wasn't it?
This is the first time I've ever literally been by myself. No kids. By myself. I don't think not since I was 16, I've never been alone.
And you know what the funny thing about it is I'll drink for being stupid. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. So I mean, most dudes, most people, fantasy football season. And
it's time. And
this is, like my favorite day of the year, better than Christmas. It's fantasy football draft day with the fellas. And this is a league that I've been in for about 30 years, I guess, almost 30 years. I mean, we started on government carpet at UCF. And, when you didn't know who won the week in fantasy football until the Tuesday's box scores came out in the newspaper. Right. I mean, that's how far we go.
Back, you date the newspaper.
Yeah, that's how far we go back. I mean, we've been playing fantasy football long enough that people that we drafted, in the first couple of years of this league are now in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, I was going to say are dead.
Or dead.
I was going with it. I like that. Yours is better.
Yeah, or dead.
Choose yours better.
So that's how long we've been doing it. And, there's been a rotation of people throughout the years, but for the most part, there's the crew. These are fraternity brothers of mine, guys that I went to college with. I still have relationships with them. We're still friends.
Yeah, fellas.
And, one's my finance guy. And, and so it's just cool that we get together. We go to New Smyrna Beach, Florida. And we draft, early in the afternoon, and then that night we go out drinking.
That's the debauchery night. Now, mind you, you usually take me with you.
I do. So this is the first year in a very, very long time that literally we've been local. Like, I'm now the closest to the draft.
You are, which is so crazy, but kind of awesome.
Yeah, which is funny, right? Yeah. I'm the closest to the draft. Prior, California couldn't do it. Georgia, did it a couple times.
Yeah, we did a couple times. Yeah.
We would fly in just for the draft and do it. But now it's like literally 30-minute drive through the back roads, and it was really cool and really easy. And so I didn't even, again, I'll drink for being stupid. I didn't even think about what we're going through with everything and you being alone because you've been alone before, when Bees would be at a friend's house or she would be out of town, visiting friends.
Like coming home, I legit was in this house by myself. There was nobody coming to knock on the door, nobody coming to see me, babe, when you getting home, do you need me to come and pick you up from drinking too much? I would have. If you decided you wanted to drink and get ridiculous and still come home, guess what? Let me come and see you.
Yeah. And you almost got eaten by the big bad box.
Oh, my God. So I can't believe that. So we're in this new house, a whole new world where I feel safe when you're here with me and you put up your cameras and we've got a security system and all the things. And we've guns. I know how to use my gun. It does not matter because I had been hanging out with the dogs, and I go and I get in bed and watching TV. It's great, going great. And then it starts raining. As soon as it stops raining, there's this thud on the window, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to die. Somebody's coming to get me. What am I going to do? I got a gun. It doesn't matter if I have a gun. There's nobody here to save me. What do? The box fell on the window because you decided to put the boxes on that side of the house.
Mm-hmm.
Right next to the bed.
That side of the house works really well in the audio world.
Yeah, on the trash can side of the house.
That works too, really, because everybody knows where the trash can side.
I don't need to know where my trash can. They're just on the trash can side of the house.
So you're freaked out because the box fell on the window, and you almost shot the box through the window.
It was really scary.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that I needed to have a conversation with you about praying to baby Jesus and Pop to come and put the blood of Jesus
on the windows.
I need the blood of Jesus in my house.
So we get back, the next day from the draft, and I didn't expect her to, come out to the driveway and greet us, but she runs out of the house, and she's
I was
like,
so happy to see
"Oh
you.
my!" Like I'd been gone for months, and she,
Felt like it.
so happy that you're home. I'm just so happy that you're home. You're not going to believe what happened last night. Don't ever leave me home alone again. And I'm like, we've got numerous guns. We've got an alarm system. We've got security cameras. And you're tripping out over a damn box hitting up against.
I didn't know it was a box. For all I knew, it's some bad guy trying to get in the window. And you know what? You can't win because in our bedroom, you did choose the correct side of the bed where you're next to the entryway, the door.
The door, yeah.
However, there is also a window, and it's on my side of the bed.
Mm-hmm.
And you know where the intruder was coming in?
The window on your side of the bed.
On my side of the bed.
On your side of the bed.
Yes,
It's going to get you.
Do?
So this is again, all these things that we're like, this is silly, but all these little things that we're going through, we've just never gone through them before. And
I've never been in the house with that. Like, I've literally never been in a situation with no children before.
I can go to the poker room and be there till 2 a.m. and not be a problem.
No, because I know you're coming home.
Because she knows I'm coming home. But if I stay out, which I never do, it's just one night out of the year.
That's enough.
And it comes home and it's like I'd been on tour for like 8 months or something.
Sometimes that's what it feels like. It's fine.
So that was the big one of the big to-dos this week.
Yeah, it was a little intense for me.
And what was the other thing that you said? We had that, and then what was the other thing this week?
I was getting I'm getting our extra bedroom ready for Kinsey.
Oh, okay. So here's okay. So
It's a good question.
So here's the podcast. This podcast, not the BS, but this podcast, Honey, I Raised the Kids, is about us becoming empty nesters, right? I know there's a few of them out there, and they're talking about the same shit and all that stuff. But so, our son's out, our daughter's now out, and this is our story. This is our lives. This is what we're talking about. This and that. So I keep mentioning this super secret special project. And for the crossover audience from the BS here, you guys are trying to figure it out. Some of you know, because of things that I've said in the past, and some of you know and decided to post it, which I've had to
be fun ruiners.
Yeah, I had to delete your post. I mean, you know what I'm doing, obviously. I'm trying to create some kind of excitement for this. So relax, just play along, please. So with that, with this new secret special project that we're doing, we've recruited our daughter's best friend.
Yep.
And most of you know her. I've talked about her numerous times. Her name's Kinsey.
You see her in all the pictures with bees. They're
and us.
all there.
She's
one of our kids.
Yeah, she's one of our kids. And so she's actually coming from Georgia to Florida to live with us to help us out with this super secret special project. Because this super secret special project isn't just something that's happening once or for a weekend. I mean, this is a
thing.
It's a thing. It's a forever thing.
It's neat.
Not that she's going to live with us forever, but she's going to live with us at the beginning of this process for a while. Yeah. So now we're sitting here asking the question to each other, are we still considered empty nesters if we have now recruited our daughter's best friend to come and live with us at the house?
I think so, because we're paying her.
Oh, that's a good point. So she's almost
hired help,
like a kid for rent.
Yeah.
Which a lot of laws frown upon that.
No, because she's over the age of 18. So it's not child labor.
And she said yes.
And she did say yes.
She
accepted the offer.
She agreed. It's not like we're trafficking our daughter's best friend.
No, we're not trafficking her, but we're paying her, so it's fine.
Yeah, we're paying her, so it's fine.
acceptable.
But are we still considered empty net? I guess the definition of empty nester would be your own kids, right?
Sure, absolutely. It has to be your own kids.
Okay, so then you break that down like biologically your own kids. What if you have adopted a kid? What if you have...
I mean, because technically these are our children.
You understand that.
No.
But Kinsey's not our kid, but we look at it as our kid.
Right. I don't know. I don't know the answer to this.
I don't know the answer to that either.
But does it count because it's in a different capacity? Like she's staying with us, and yes, she is one of our kids, but we've also hired her for a job, and she's like, does that count?
because she's technically an employee
That's kind of weird.
with perks because she gets free rent and food.
Yeah, and she gets to live with me.
Right. After we took bees to college, I said I'm retiring from doing closets.
Yeah.
You know, that was one of the
Psych.
That was one of the big things that I did when, we went up to the University of Alabama is I took all the shelves out of her closet and I was like, it drives me insane when people do these closets. And I'm not talking about like the California closets. I'm just talking about the white wire shelves where they just do one shelf. When you have all this space and
it's unused empty space. Here's a whole empty wall. Let me stick a bar right in the middle.
Because they'll put that top shelf at about like 70 or 72, 75 inches high. And if you take it off and you split it into two, you go 40 and 80, then you have two perfectly, it's like you have two closets.
Yeah, you get double the amount of hanging space.
Yeah, and if you're, a woman and you have dresses, then you just cut the bottom shelf a little short. Yeah. So you have a side for the dresses, and then you have storage on top and in the middle.
Yep.
So it's pretty good.
It is. It's incredible. And you got Dad of the Year award because you gave her a beast badass closet that nobody else had. I mean, her roommate has one just because she was there, moved in at the same time, but they're the only ones.
We got to remember, Mr. Milk can't get up the steps to the Golden Scissors studio.
He's so sad right now.
He's bitching and complaining. He's like, I want to come up and party with you guys.
But he can't climb the stairs.
But he can't climb the stairs.
Because he's an old man.
Because he's an old man. So after that, I was like, I'm done with closets. I'm retiring from closeting. And
I told you a different story.
Then lo and behold, actually today,
I need a project done.
I'm outside, doing stuff in my man's shed and doing, this and this and this and that. And she comes out and she goes, I hate to ask you this.
I know.
But I need you to come out of retirement and do one more run of closeting.
That's how I felt. I felt so bad asking, but it was like nothing compared to everything else that you've already done. And like, I want Kinsey to come in and feel comfortable in her space because it's go time. So I want her to, come in, get settled and everything. But in that, I also, because Bees likes to utilize the extra room and closet because Queen Bee lives in the world. And so then I had to take her things and move them back into her room to put them away, which means I need Dad once again to double up on that closet situation.
So tore out the closets.
Yep.
Went to the depot.
Yep.
Got all new closets and then put. This lady's helped me out before. The Home Depot in Orange City, Florida, which is the closest one to our house in Deltona. They're always very nice, like the nicest Home Depot people I've ever met.
You're always happy when you come home from that depot.
Always very happy. But when I go into the, because I've gotten so many of these damn closets cut, and you go there and you got to find somebody, they come out there and then they've got this big, like mini Jaws of Life, hydraulic cutter thing,
right?
Which it blows me away that somebody still to this day has not made a closet wire cutter thing that's,
like a handheld guy,
yeah. Like almost like a handheld hydraulic scissors.
Yeah. I'm sure there has to be.
Right? You like battery charge or something like that. I mean, you could take a Dremel and you can do it yourself with lock cutters. But I'm like, well, it's a service that they offer. If I'm paying this money, might as well get cut here. I know what the dimensions are. Let's cut. So this lady's helped me out before, and she hates it. Now, at the risk of sounding sexist, I guess I would be.
Okay.
This is not made for a woman.
It's a giant machine. If she's a tiny woman,
this cutting tool is not made for a woman because one, it's awkward. Two, it's fairly heavy, but it pulls because of the hydraulics. It pulls.
You gotta put some muscle in it,
and you should be holding it like you would hold a hammer drill, where you have one hand on the gun. The compressor, and then the other hand is on the side where it has a bar like a hammer drill. And so this woman is trying to navigate this thing, and she's just complaining throughout the entire time. And it's like one of my biggest pet peeves is somebody in a job that complains in front of the customer. It drives me insane. It's like, quit, don't do this anymore. I mean, like, go work at Lowe's if you hate it here so much, find something else to do. And then so I was like, well, let me help you. Let me hold this for you. Let me hold the shelf for you. So I'm trying to help her get through this. And then she gets she's complaining, and then she's getting sloppy. You can tell she's getting sloppy. And she goes to do this one cut, and her hand is literally on the left side of the jaws of the cutter.
Oh my God.
And I said, whoa. I said, whoa, no. She goes, what? And I said, that's not safe. Please put your hand behind it. I mean, that's why you're doing it, not me.
You're a lifesaver.
Oh my God. So
You're a Home Depot lifesaver. I didn't even know.
And then I think she was frustrated with me because I was telling her how to do her job, which is like story of my life. I know, right?
But she was doing it wrong.
She was doing it way wrong.
She could have gotten like no fingers left.
Right. Yeah. And afterward, after every cut, so I needed 4 cuts. Well, 4 shelves cut. Mm-hmm. And so I had to buy 2 of the large pieces, and then you just cut it in, 2, whatever. And she goes, after every cut, she goes, please tell me you don't have another one. and it's like Subway. When you go to Subway, they ask you all of your toppings at the very beginning of the line.
I don't know why they do that. It's so dumb.
It drives me insane because then they continue to ask you the toppings that you want. They're not remembering.
They weren't listening the first time. They're just asking.
Not once has anyone ever gone to a Subway, told the Subway sandwich artist all the toppings after they've asked, and that person has remembered to a T. And in their defense, they should be asking you as you go through just to double check.
Salsa, chips, and pudding?
Chip and pudding? Pizza, sausage and chip and pudding? I'm like, why you, so that's what she did. I said to her, I go, I need 2 57 and a half and a 61 and a half. And she kept asking me. She kept asking me. Because she would ask me like, no, just tell me everything that you need, versus one at a time.
Yeah, no, it's probably better one at a time because then, if she measures incorrectly or, I don't know, is dyslexic and gets all the numbers all backwards and cuts it way wrong, well, that's her fault. Then she's got more to cut.
So we now have closets in Bees' room and our guest room that's, because Kinsey's going to be staying in the guest room.
Yeah.
And not that we have many guests, so it's fine. Yeah, but then we have to, like, when does this end?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like, we haven't begun our super secret special project yet, but she's going to be here for the very beginning of it. And then, like, is this a 6 months? Is this a year? Do we evaluate? We definitely have to set some rules. Yeah. She's going to want a social life. I can't have her bringing people back here.
Bae, they can have friends.
Just not here.
Bae, why not here?
Not while I'm not here or you're not here. I'm not gonna come home to my house and have, I love her. I love Kinsey, but I'm not gonna come home to my house and have my non-daughter, no offense, on my couch with these new people watching my TV.
Bae, I think they know the rules after this many years.
Okay, well, just as long as we're clear on the rules.
I think they know Jason Bailey rules.
And I'm not trying to be a dick, and I know Kinsey and all the friends, they listen to this podcast. I know they do. And I love you. I do. But I just, I can't be having dudes or chicks or whoever it is that you're bringing back here in my pool at night and in my couch at night, watching my TV, going through my food,
Bae, these girls have lived in your house long enough that they know the house of Jason Bailey. This girl knows what she has signed up for, and she knows what she is embarking on. Okay. This lovely journey.
Okay. Just as long as she knows the rules.
The house of Jason Bailey.
Because these are the Bailey rules.
You got new rules?
I got new rules.
All right.
My rules are the same rules.
Bae, they know the rules.
My rules are cools.
Everybody knows Jason Bailey rules.
But here's the thing is like, we're bringing her in. She's like our daughter. She's helping us out. We're paying her, of course. But, like there was really not many rules for Bees when she lived here.
Are you having anxiety about this?
So a little bit now that I'm starting to talk it out.
You're talking it out? Yeah.
So does she get Bees rules or does she get guest rules?
Babe, she gets, they're really just the same. They're the same.
Well, I didn't want you to say that. I wanted you to say that she gets guest rules because she has B's rules. B's didn't really have any rules.
Because Beast doesn't do anything wrong.
I understand that. That's what I'm saying.
Well, she doesn't do anything wrong. I tell her if she needs to pick up after herself. I tell her, and she listens.
It's like we're adopting an Asian baby.
I don't want an Asian baby.
You're not Asian. So this is going to be a thing.
I think that she has been in our house and our world for a very long time, and she knows how you tick. I think we're good.
Okay.
I really do.
Yeah.
Because even if, like, I don't know, I don't foresee any kind of issues or anything like that, but all the girls just know how you function.
Okay.
And it's funny to watch, actually, because you can watch them function around how you function, and it's kind of entertaining.
Okay. Just as long as we're perfectly clear on the rules.
We know Jason Bailey rules.
Okay. Just as long as we know the Jason Bailey rules. But if y'all listening can answer that, as far as an empty nester goes, in our situation especially, that, we become full-time official empty nesters, and then now, just shortly after that happened, we have now brought in our daughter's best friend to live with us, who, we helped raise, from this standpoint. So are we still empty nesters now that we have her here or not?
Yeah. I think so. I don't
know.
I don't really know the answer.
I don't know. And if we're not, will that make you feel better?
I think having the noises will make me feel better.
Yeah.
But it's still not Bees.
Right.
I still miss Bees. But Bees talks to me every day.
You know what's going to get creepy? And as everybody's seen those like weird movies where, something happens to the daughter and then the mom finds the replacement and starts dressing that person.
Oh my God, no.
You're going to start dressing her up like Bees, and you're going to start calling her something close to it like Sleaze.
You're so stupid. No. Man, I could never. That's the same way where you were like, well, the girls will just share a room. And I'm like, no, Bees has her own room and Kinsey can have her own room. No.
Bees has got her own room for another 3 years, and then it goes into the guest room category.
Wait, no.
Yes.
Wait.
When she
Why do you, Jason Bailey rules?
Look,
You have so many rules.
The rule is when she officially gets her own place.
Babe, I don't want to hear your rules.
No, that's the rule. Like, it's not my rules. This is the universe's rule.
All right, listen. So we can go with your rules, but what will happen?
You can't have area.
No, listen. Just listen. So what we will do is we will have the guest room, and we'll call it the guest room, but it'll just be decorated and all be stuff.
No, it's going to be plain Jane.
No, it's not.
When Ariel's 30 years old, she can't still have a room here.
I'm like, oh, Bees, you like pink sheets? Okay, we'll put pink sheets on the bed in the guest room.
That's like psycho. That's on your behalf. That's like psychopath stuff.
Well, let me be psycho. If I want to be psycho, it makes me happy.
I
didn't leave me in the house by myself the other day.
I guess that's a whole nother conversation to have is, when do you cut off the room after they leave the house? And I think it is when my mother only gave me a year.
Yeah, but what if she graduates college and then she comes back home for a little while before she bounces to her next, what if there's like a lily pad effect where she comes home for a second before she goes into her career, or she's, a little layover period or whatever?
No, then she has her own room still,
Yeah.
of course. But that's what I said. The rule is when she officially has her own place.
Oh, so she buys her own place, or she just gets her own little condo? Because technically she has her own little condo right now.
When she is on her own
Yeah.
and she has a job and she
Okay.
signs a lease or she buys her own place or
Yeah.
whatever she decides, when she enters the real world.
But I feel like you should have this conversation with Bees and see what she says to you.
Well, it's not a two-way conversation.
I think she might be like, but it's my room. And you'll be like, okay, Bees.
It's a one-way conversation. I remember it I won't lie. It hurt. You know, when I went off to college. So my bedroom in the house that we lived in when I went off to college.
It was in Sarasota?
It was in Sarasota. And the walls, it was an odd, it was like I had green wallpaper, but it was like a textured wallpaper like you would see in a country club, like the golf country club or something. It was that green. It was like Masters green, right?
Huh.
And, you know, I had my furniture, and the furniture was too big for the room. There wasn't a lot of space for activity. It had a small closet, and it had these like French doors that went out to the lanai and to the pool, which I always kept open. Just so I could hear the pool, the spillway on the pool.
Okay.
And so that was pretty cool. But on the wall, it's funny because I get on our daughter about this. And our daughter put stuff on her walls with push pins. And I did the same thing.
Yeah, because you were in college.
Well, I was in high school at the time. But yeah, so the thing is that you would put your jersey, you know, your football jersey. So I had my football jersey.
With push pins.
With push pins. And then I had my all-star football jersey.
With push pins.
With push pins. And I think that was like the only thing that I had on the wall.
You're like, God, Ariel, that's such a college thing to do. And I'm like, she's literally in college.
So when I went off to school, you know, and I come back the first year, I'd come back and my room was just how I left it. I was like, cool. And I think the second year I came back from college, not even close. Like my mother had changed everything. I think she might have moved by then, actually. So she might have sold that house, and the next house did not have a Jason room. It was like, you can stay here, you can sleep here, you can sleep here. So that was, you know, and I'm sure a lot of you went through this, but that was one of the first signs, if not the first signs of like, okay, this is real. Like I'm entering the real world.
But you had like hurt feelings and you're like, it was slightly traumatic for you?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So, all right, let's do that to our daughter. Okay.
No. That's why I'm saying, no, that's why I'm saying when she is off on her own and she's, you know, gets her own place.
We wait until she says it's okay.
No. You're not listening.
Apparently not.
The rule is, you lose your room at the house
all right,
when you officially enter the real world, which means you have a job and you have your own place.
All right.
Okay.
But what if you want to come home on the weekends?
That's weird. You're not going to come home on the weekends because you have your own place.
What if she likes us?
Well, if she does come home on the weekends, then she sleeps in the guest room.
They have so many questions.
I don't understand why.
Rules.
I don't understand why you can't comprehend this.
Well, because I don't want her to not ever feel like she doesn't have her room at our house.
She has her room at her house now.
Yeah.
Just like Caleb at 23 should have all his stuff that's in our garage.
He doesn't have all of it, but Bae, listen. He doesn't have all of his stuff. He's not ready to have all his stuff yet.
Yes. Well, when he is ready, which I hope and pray every night, that it's sooner than later so we can get it all out of the garage.
I don't know. I asked him to come over on Friday. He didn't come over on Friday.
He didn't come over on Friday.
Nope.
So, I don't know. This episode, we have a lot of questions for you guys.
So many.
So many questions. So
I don't know all the rules to this world.
Yeah, there are rules.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
There's a lot of rules.
Just follow my lead. I know the rules.
But hey, what if I don't like your rules?
Well, you know.
What if I want to change the rules?
But they're not my rules. They're the universe's rules.
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's just how it is.
Maybe.
So in conclusion.
Yep. We still got questions.
Yes, but we are technically adopting a new child.
Correct.
And we don't know if we're empty nesters now.
I think I'm still an empty nester.
And when do you lose the bedroom?
I don't like these rules.
Now, the only other... Now, there are variables to that. Yeah. You know, because I've seen this on TV.
Okay.
Like when your child dies.
Oh, my God.
Right? Then you, like, keep the room forever until you get closure.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So
Yeah, I can.
but we don't have to deal with that. God forbid anybody else have to deal with that.
Yeah.
And
terrible.
and then if you're rich and just have a giant house and you've got all kinds of rooms.
Well, that's fine because that's dumb though because we downsized for a reason.
Right, exactly. Thank you. That's what I'm screaming right now.
We don't have all the extra rooms.
We don't have the extra
'Cause
rooms.
I don't want to clean them.
So
That's my rule.
So when we have guests, which we very rarely do, but when we have guests, I don't want guests sleeping on our couch. You know what I mean? I don't.
We used to sleep on couches.
Huh?
So we used to sleep on couches.
We're
okay.
we're adults. And if we have adult guests staying at our house, I'm not going to ask them to sleep on a couch or put an air mattress out there. We've got 2 guests coming.
Yeah.
Soon, and you have to figure out where everyone's going to sleep.
Yeah, I will figure it out. One can sleep in B's room because her room is open and available until she comes home from school, which I would love for it to be sooner rather than later. And then the other will either have to sleep on the couch or an air mattress.
See, that's horrible. We can't have a grown man sleeping on an air mattress. And
they literally brought air mattresses with them last time.
I know, but that's not classy. We're classy people. Look at us. I mean, one of us is classier than the other.
It's not me. Speak for yourself.
No, I understand that. That's what I'm saying is I'm classy. And
I mean, Jeremiah fucking Sample can sleep with you. Y'all can cuddle. I'll go sleep on the couch.
oh my God, best day ever. I hope that happens.
Yep,
Actually, that's going to be my plan.
Right.
Sorry, man, there's no place for you to sleep, so it's just you and me tonight.
You
man.
want to cuddle?
You want to cuddle?
Yes, he does. That's fine. Zoe and I will couch it up.
All right, look.
Sofa City, sweetheart.
Great shows this week for the BS podcast. We hope that you subscribe. If you don't subscribe already, thebaileyshow.com. We are going to have some very exciting news about the expansion of the BS podcast. Podcast and Pours 3. I don't know if I'm doing that this week or I might wait until the following week, but follow along because really cool things are happening. I'll continue to talk about our super secret special project. Maybe you guys can figure it out. The expansion of the podcast and also details on Podcast and Pours 4, which is confirmed. The date has been confirmed. The location has been confirmed. And the national band has been confirmed.
Y'all don't want to miss out on any of this.
Not to be confused with Podcast and Pours 3 that we'll be doing October 14th. That's the Georgia Podcast and Pours 3 in Buford, Georgia at Tannery Row.
And we're going.
And, of course, we're going to be there. It's
going.
my event. Yeah. So Distinct Grace will be there performing. We'll have a live podcast. We're going to have special guests. We'll have $1,000 acoustic karaoke contest. So it's going to be a blast. Those tickets available on thebaileyshow.com. If you do want to sponsor, I will tell you this about the sponsorships, okay? And I'm going to say this a lot this week on all the shows. If you were ever thinking about sponsoring this podcast, now's a great time to do it.
Better get on board.
I'm not going to say why here because it would it'd ruin the big surprise and the big announcement. But if you have thought about doing it, we can have a private, confidential conversation offline. So please go to thebaileyshow.com because there are opportunities not only in the podcast world, but here in the next couple of weeks, there will be opportunities in other worlds that deal with the podcast. And I know that might sound a little weird, but I can explain. So if you are an advertiser, please, or a sponsor or somebody looking to get your brand out there, let's have a conversation and then see what I can do for you. All right. thebaileyshow.com. All right. You got anything? Oh, like, share, follow on all social media. Please share the content. These episodes always, they're free and they're up there full version on YouTube. Buddy does an amazing job of putting the videos up on the BS YouTube channel. So just search for the BS or go to @TheBaileyShow on YouTube. And you can get these episodes and also Wednesday's Freebay episodes of the BS up there. So please like those and then watch those as many times as possible. That would be a big help. And subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. All right. Oh, the newsletter. I'm going to start those newsletters up again. And those probably with the newsletter, we'll be finding out probably before anybody else. And you can sign up for the newsletter on thebaileyshow.com. All right, you got anything before we get out there?
I have to go because Mr. Milt is letting me know that very loudly that he's ready for bed.
I know. I don't know if y'all hear him in the background.
Very angry because it is past his bedtime.
Yeah. All right, look, as always, we appreciate the support. Have yourself a good, safe one, and talk to you soon. Bye.
I realize not everyone feels this way, and if you are okay with this stage of your life, honestly, more power to you.
Thanks for listening. Get more information and episodes on thebaileyshow.com.
Honey, I raised the kids.
Subscribe at thebaileyshow.com. Yeah, baby.